Mm. Yo, yo. Mm. Check one, check one. Yeah, I need to start doing this a lot more anyway. Got to start going more live. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Mm-hmm. Mm. On Wrestling, what's going on? How are you? Nicholas, what's up? What's up? I'm doing well, man. I hope you are. Yo, yo, Braden, what's up, man? Hey, thanks for the support. Hey, thanks for the support. Definitely. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. On Wrestling, thanks. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Alexia, how are you? What is that, Layden? Landon? Yo, I appreciate that. All right, so today I'm gonna kind of get straight to the point. And the main topic is being able to actually burn fat while either maintaining muscle or building muscle. Now, what I'm about to recommend, I'm a very simple guy. Of course, we can always go into a caloric deficit, right? And how do you find out a caloric deficit? Well, first you have to kind of, you have to tap into your metabolism, and you have to figure out, your basal metabolic rate. And your basal metabolic rate is pretty much how many calories are you able to burn without doing any physical activity or almost to minimal activity, right? And based on how many calories you burn, that's how many calories your body will burn every day without doing any strenuous work or pretty much minimum work. And then you'll be able to actually break down, okay, well, this is what my body gonna break down, this is what my body's gonna burn versus what I'm gonna put into my body. And you wanna make sure that whatever you put into your body is not unnecessary calories. Most people forget that and they start taking in unnecessary calories, and you don't wanna do that. So the post today was pretty much, how in the world, Mondale, can I actually burn fat and still be able to maintain muscle or build muscle? Well, I highly recommend one thing. I always tell my clients, if you're going to go into a fast, fast is very important. There's so many benefits to fasting. So if you're going to fast, I always tell my clients to pick around maybe 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night when you know you sleep. And you don't want to take in too many heavy carbs because it sleep deprives. You don't want to do that. Don't forget, anytime you take in any kind of nutrients, it requires a blood flow so your body can able to probably break down those calories, break down those nutrients. It requires a blood flow, right? So the body has to be up. So it can cause you to stay up longer and you not be able to go to sleep, which is why they always say if you're going to eat maybe an hour and a half or a couple hours before you lay down. So if you're going to start a fast, I would always highly recommend you start a fast maybe around 10 p.m. But some people may work third shift. So you got to make it work around your shift. Either start at 10 p.m. If you work third shift, start your fast. I highly recommend you start a fast during the time you're going to be the busiest. Now, I'm not saying start your fast at a job that you hate, at a job you're going to be bored, nothing's going to be going on, because as you get hungry, if you're at a job that's bored, are you doing something that really is kind of like this killing time and the time is going by forever, you may find yourself snacking and eating something that you should not be eating. So if you're going to fast doing something that you know that you really enjoy. I mean, it can be out with friends, or it can be, it can be walking, or it can be doing something that time pretty much goes fast. Do not start the fast. If you're not used to this, don't fast in something that you really hate, because time is going to take forever. You're going to be like, oh my God, man, only an hour went by. It's going to feel like 4 hours. Do not do that, especially when you're really trying to get into this program. Do something that you really enjoy. And it'll be much easier for you if you do that, right? And if you're going to fast, I would say 8-16, meaning that you fast for about maybe 6 to 8 hours, and then the rest of the time remaining, that's when you're taking your nutrients. But you have to make sure when you're taking in your nutrients that is not that high in calories. It's more complex carbs, but it's high in protein. Now, this is why I say this. High in protein is because anytime you take in protein, it requires the body to burn calories in order to break down the amino acids. So you're getting a 2-for-1 deal. Your body has to burn calories in order to break down those amino acids. So not only are you pulling at the fat tissue, but you're also able to actually build muscle. All right. So by saying that, how can you maintain muscle while doing this? Now, most people say, Mondale, I'm not able to maintain muscle when I'm not eating. I need energy, all of the above. If you have, listen to me, if you have to consume anything, this is what I would recommend you consume. Something that's really low in calories that barely have any kind of carb. And 2 things I highly recommend. One, when it comes to eating, raspberries or blackberries. Now, raspberries have around maybe 12 to 15 calories. That's every 1 ounce. Blackberries 12, raspberries around 15. All right. The carbs, the net carbs that's in raspberry and blueberries is around maybe 1.7 to almost 2 grams. Now, why am I saying this? Well, you have to realize the average human being throughout the whole day is going to burn around, and this is at sedentary, 0.001 calorie. That's per minute. That's doing nothing. 0.001 calorie. So if I'm like this, just chilling like this, and I'm doing nothing, I'm burning around 0.1 to 0.2 calories just doing anything. But it's based on your metabolism in that individual. Now, if you have like the moderate activity, it's going to be 0.3 to 5 calories. And anytime you go beyond moderate activity, let's say you want to like brisk walk, you'll be at pretty much 0.9 to 1 calorie per minute. That's the average adult or human being, teenager, whatever you want to put. That's why I say that. So if you're taking in 1 ounce, I'm not talking about eat a whole cup. If you just got to have something, don't forget blackberries and raspberries are great, not only in fiber, but it's great in antioxidants. So it's going to really help you with your free radicals. If you got to eat something light as that. Why do I say that? Because even during your fast, if you're even sedentary or if you're moving, you're still able to consume those calories up. No carbs at all. It's like 1.7 to 2 grams of carbs per ounce. And pretty much you can do anything with that. You can walk from here to the corner and you've already consumed that. So if you got to have energy, I would highly recommend that you take in either blackberries or raspberries if you just can't take it. If you say, Monday, I gotta break the fast, I'm not able to do it, take in raspberries. Now another thing, we're gonna get to the muscle in a minute. Another thing you can actually take in that I would recommend that you take in, even during your fast, is a hydration. One of these. I'm pretty sure you guys probably seen one of these before. Now, this is 70 calories. 70 calories. There's no sugars added, less than 1 gram of sugar, and it's 8 carbs. Now, this is 70 calories with 15 grams of protein. This is those new protein drinks. And you can get them at GNC store. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them online, Amazon. They 70 calories. It's a protein drink. Some of them got 20 grams of protein, and some of these actually has 15 grams of protein. Now, how do you break this down? If this is 70 calories, well, you know, per gram of protein is 4 calories. So it's times 4. So if you got 15 grams of protein and you times it by 4, what is that? Well, that's 60. That's 60 calories. Out of 70 calories, 60 calories of protein you're consuming in, which is a good thing. You can get away with that. So you got 70 calories, but you got 60 of those calories is protein based. And don't forget, this is hydrolysis. Because you got concentrate protein, you got hydrolysis protein, and then you got you got isolate protein. So you got concentrate, isolate, hydrolysis. And the concentrate is around like maybe 80% protein component, isolate around like 90, and then hydrolysis maybe 98, 97, right? And at the same time, there's less whey. A lot of time, whey mess people's stomach up, get that bloated feeling and whatnot. So I would highly recommend you do those 3 things. When it comes to consumption, if you have to eat something, blackberries, raspberries. Why is that? It's low in calories, low in carbs. And before you know it, you've been to consume those carbs. You can still tap into fatty acids. If you got to stay hydrated, this is great for hydration. As you can see, it's great for electrolytes, magnesium, all of the above, zinc. So it's great. Even if you're sweating, you can stay hydrated and still taking your amino acids. Now, how do you maintain and how do you actually continue to pick up muscle? Most people say, Mondale, listen, I do not like to work out when I'm hungry. I would highly recommend that you do it anyway. This is why I say do it anyway. Anytime that you're fasting, some people say starvation mode, right? Anytime that you're in that fast, you still want to convince or manipulate your central nervous system that it wants to hold on to muscle. You want to be able to hold on to that muscle. And how do you do that? Well, you have to positively manipulate your central nervous system, do positive load on the muscle fibers. So you don't just fast and just chill. You want to do that, that's totally fine, but you want to build muscle while burning fat. I would highly recommend you still put strenuous amount of stress on the muscle fiber because you want to convince the central nervous system that you want to continue to hold on to that muscle. Now, I know they say it's unhealthy. It all depends on the extreme, how bad you want it. I would never tell you to do something that's unhealthy. A lot of time when people go into this fast mode and working out, it's just something they're not really used to, and it's something different, and it's unfamiliar to them. But the more you actually tap into this cycle, you're like, oh, wow, it's really not that bad. And then you can positively manipulate your central nervous system, and it'll start to pull that fat rather than breaking down muscle for fuel. It's all about positive manipulation. That the negative manipulation is when it do the opposite effect, which is it goes against totally what you want to happen. So that's pretty much how you will be able to drop in body fat percentage, make sure that whatever you take in is at least 85, 90% nutrients, and at the same time, you putting that load on the muscle fibers where you can still properly feed and go towards a healthier lifestyle. There's keto. All right, so keto, I'm not really fun on keto, but for those who do keto, I have nothing against that. The reason why I say keto is not really, keto is not long term. You pretty much, you don't hear people saying, man, I've been on keto for the last 35 years. You just don't hear that. Keto is mainly in a season. That's why I don't really recommend keto, because a lot of time people start to deprive themselves mentally because it becomes too strict with a keto, right? Now, if you want to do it in a season, that's totally fine. But keto is pretty much, it's not a lifestyle. It's just something that people go towards more like discipline. And once they get past that certain phase, then they gradually go back into what they was doing previously, but with more discipline. So keto, uh, I have nothing against keto. I wouldn't highly recommend it, but if you want to do keto and you have what it takes in that season, yeah, definitely go for it. Alkaline-based diet, yes, yes. Again, for those who can do that, right? It's mainly for those who can do that. Some people just got to have some nutrition in their body. That's why I recommend the blackberries and the raspberries or this. Okay, it kills the sugar crave and at the same time put the electrolytes in you and it hydrates you. It's great with electrolytes. Because I'm trying to lose weight and gain myself, I don't know what to do. So I highly recommend that, Chris. Yes, highly recommend that. Listen, matter of fact, I would highly recommend, listen, what I'm about to recommend, y'all make sure when y'all do start these like new programs about health, don't start it to the extreme. Gradually go into it, right? You want to allow your body to adapt. You need that adaptation. So do it for at least, I say 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks, something that you can maintain. You don't want unrealistic goals. You want to be able to have something that's reachable, that you can maintain, so it can last for a good amount of time. So you'll be able to get closer and closer to your goal. Neither is fasting. Yeah, definitely, yes. You're fired. You're fired. There we go. Say fat. I'm fired. Greg, say fat. Say chubby. Okay, so you're making fun of the way I talk. Okay, that's what's up. But yes, but mainly how I do mine, I don't eat to a certain amount of time. Why is that? Because when I do eat my dinner, I take in enough complex carbs that can carry me through my next workout. That's mainly what it's about. But I've been doing this for about 20 years. That's the thing. That's why I highly recommend you have to pick a system that's going to work for you. So I know what my metabolism can actually take. And then I know how much strain that my body can allow me to like go when I want to go to the extreme for as exercising and really just take it to another level. I know how to go to the extreme without taking it too far where I'm hurting myself. UA. Best way to lose weight, in your opinion? The best way to lose weight, now you got to realize weight and fat is two different things. Now, again, society will actually teach you, okay, lose weight, lose weight. Whoa, 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 whoa. I never tell my clients to focus on losing weight because I've had clients in the past, they were so focused on losing weight that well, they lost 10 pounds, but 60% of it was muscle. So anytime you're losing muscle while losing weight, you're just as unhealthy. I hate to bust your bubble. You do not want to lose weight and you end up losing muscle. Muscle is your friend, and you don't have to be a bodybuilder. Muscle is your friend. Don't let nobody tell you different. You need that muscle. Muscle helps you in so many different ways. So if you're going to lose weight, make sure you focus on body fat percentage and not just dropping weight. Because if your body don't know what system you're doing, which is why I gave you them steps, you have to actually know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Right? Because I don't take supplements, all of the above. I don't. Everything is just food and just pretty much focus. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've been doing this. So I need you to take those steps that works best for your system and your program and your daily schedule. I broke up. That's what it is. Definitely, yeah. I focus on losing fat. Yeah, definitely. Losing fat, you really can't go wrong. Now, for some people, it's going to be a little harder than others based on lifestyle, activity throughout the day, body weight, fat percentage, and all of the above. Now, you don't want to lose weight, but gain muscle. Building muscle ain't working. Building muscle and working out will help you lose. Yes, yes, definitely. I do not focus on losing weight. That's the biggest scam that most fitness trends is out there. Is losing weight. I do not want to lose weight. I want to lose fat, and I either want to maintain muscle or pick up muscle. That's the benefit. That's the goal that you want. Everybody, my brothers and my sisters, that's what you want to go towards. So stop telling yourself that you can't go hard in the gym. That's a lie. I've had some of my best workouts in the gym fasting. When I work out in the morning doing my core, I do core every day. That's just something I choose to do. But when I fast and I work out, I'm on an empty stomach. I just don't like the bloated feeling. But everybody got their own reason. And I have great workouts. It works for me. Yeah, definitely. Focus on losing fat, not weight. That'll get you in trouble. All right, go to these questions. Go to these questions. Go to all right. And also, don't forget, you want to make sure that you're taking in a lot of water. Please stay hydrated, like I'm doing right now. I'm not saying, take in so much water, but you want to take in enough water. And, a lot of people are not taking enough water. They focus on other things. You have to hydrate yourself. You got to fill those muscles up. Have to. Again, if I really wanted this, get to about 200 pounds, I could just eat. But at the same time, I like being at a percentage on my body fat percentage. So I have to be pretty much strict and focused on whatever I'm doing daily as well. That's why I do what I do. That's my goal and steps that I take to be able to maintain it. And it's reachable for me. It works for me. But you have to make sure you do what works for you. Best way to lose weight. All right, so the best way to lose weight. Again, I'm gonna go back. Again, if you want to get on the treadmill, or you just want to just, walk with your friend or walk by yourself, walk at a pace to where it's not too high intense. Just try not to make it too high intense. If you make it too high intense, what's going to happen is your body's going to tap into a panic, and anytime your body taps into a panic, again, it's easy to break down a carb. So if it's easy to break down a carb, it's going to always seek carbs to break down first. And if it's breaking down carbs, now you're just burning calories. But you want to actually burn fat and lose weight. So if you're not taking in too many carbs, or if you're at a low intensity, the body does not have to panic. And if the body's not panicking, it can take its time to break down that fat molecule, because fats is harder to break down than carbs. So if you want to burn fat or lose weight, go at an easy pace, an enjoyable pace. The high intense, that's good if you're going to do a HIIT train. But I wouldn't highly recommend somebody do a HIIT train that's sedentary, that really never exercised before, or if it's been a long time, maybe 5, 6 months, or even a couple years. Any questions? Any debate? I'm up for it. So how many times do I work out a week? I work out 7 days a week. But that's because I do stomach every day. You don't have to do stomach every day. I do stomach every day. You don't have to do that. That's something I choose because I like the tight feeling in my gut. And I know the older I get, that it's not quite the same as when I was, 25 and 30. So I might have to work a little harder. I'm okay with that. So you have to make sure you're comfortable where you're at. And again, it has to be manageable for you. If you get to the point where you're starting to deprive yourself, I think you went in too much. And you don't want to go in too much. You want to make sure you take gradual steps, so your story can be a success story. Right, yeah. Stay chubby. Because I'm trying to lose weight and gain myself, I know what to do. All right, here we go. So where's my question? Should you do keto diet? Put it right there. More acidic garbage. All fruits or carbs, simple carbs. All right, so fruits, when it comes to fruits, I just seen this. When it comes to fruits, raspberries and blackberries, all fruits are not simple carbs. All right, so it's a difference between complex carbs and simple carbs, right? Simple carbs are sugars, added sugars. It's more like a honey bun pastries, right? So simple carbs is what spikes our sugar level, our blood sugar. It's easy to break down. It gives us quick energy, right? Complex carbs, those carbon chains, it takes longer to break down. So when it comes to blueberries and raspberries, it's no added carbs in that. There's no added sugars in that. It's low in carb, which is why I recommended it. It's only 12 calories and 15 calories. If it was carved up, it'd be a lot more calories. The reason why I gave it up because it's fiber. Don't forget, fiber cannot be broken down. Fiber will actually make you feel full throughout the day. So you want one appetite. That's exactly why I said blackberries or raspberries. No sugars, mainly fiber. That's the net carb, fibers. And at the same time, it's less in calories. So all fruits are not bad carbs. Let me repeat, all fruits are not bad carbs. And another thing, you do not want to completely run away from carbs. So though this is just mainly for people who are not able to maintain a fast, but if you are, just fast. And when you do fast, make sure you're fasting in an environment that you really enjoy. Like I told you, you do not want to fast in an environment that's dragging, that you really hate, because it's going to kind of help you go against your goal. You want to make sure starting this routine is kind of simple and easy as possible, because you want to see just how well your body responds to it. If you go into a complex goal, you really don't know, because the brain is starting to panic, right? So those two that I named, along with that drink, you can actually take that in. Again, I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and you'd be amazed on how the body responds to certain things. Please, let me repeat, please stop believing all that stuff out there, because everything you read up on and everything you hear is not true. A lot of that stuff is gimmick. People have to sell themselves. I'm not talking about anybody, but I do this every day. And the body, I study bodies and I learn the bodies, and there's so many different bodies and metabolisms out there. But the mindset, yeah, the body have a lot of things in common, but you have to go off the mindset, right? And when you actually start to retrain the mindset, you'll be amazed where you can take the body. You have to get this first. That's why I'm not really big on the overnight success. Overnight success means that, yeah, okay, you look amazing, but you never change the mind. That's why it's so easy to go back to old habits. You have to attack the mind. And once you gradually take those steps and retrain the mind, the body will follow. You can't fail. Stop believing everything y'all hear out there. Like I made a post today. If you're going to watch somebody, make sure you're watching somebody that's actually living it, and make sure you're watching somebody that's actually committed to what they say. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I do want you to become the best version of yourself. Blackberries and raspberries, no carbs, correct. It's mainly it's net carbs, it's fiber, which is why I recommended it, yes. All fruits are carbs, simple carbs to be exact. That is, again, I just got finished talking about that. So don't believe everything you hear, you guys. All right, where we at? Sent 100. I appreciate the support. All right, where my questions at? I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Any questions? Today I'm gonna get straight to the point. Yo, what's up? Aaron, what's up, DMX? That's my guy. That was a legend. Let's see right here. X gonna give it to you. X. My network. Actually, I'm working on that right now. What is that? Get saucy. I'm working on that. As far as the network, I'm working on it to be priceless right now. So I just want to. My network is pretty much. I just want to continue to give value to the community. Right now, that's what my network is. Just giving value and really looking up great studies and science for you guys, so you can apply it to your own life and be very successful. High protein diet. I'm very simple. Turkey, one of the leanest meats you can eat. Turkey. Chicken breast is the other leanest. But again, when a lot of people do chicken breast, it becomes dry. You can also get away with, chicken thighs. It's a little more fatty though. So per serving of chicken thighs, around like maybe 22 to 25 grams of protein. But the chicken breast is around 36 to 40. But if you can keep it moist and get away with it, chicken breast the best. Steaks. Steaks is not only high in protein, but it's also high in iron as well. So chicken, steak, turkey, and fish, great amino acids. That's that good fatty acid that our body, which is omega-3s, our body cannot produce omega-3s. We need it through consumption. Now, based on omega-6s and 9s, yes. I work out every day. I do core every day. But on Mondays, I do my legs. Tuesdays, I do my chest. Wednesdays, I do my arms. So I either do front arms or I do back arms, which is a push-pull. I may mix my pull-up days with my seated row, bent over rows, and then Thursdays, I rest. Fridays, I do. Saturday, I do shoulders, and then Sunday, I rest. So I take 2 off days and I work out 5. But I do stomach every day. I do 500 when it comes to my stomach. Different exercises. And on the weekends, I do 2. So Monday through Friday, I do 500 for stomach exercises. And Saturday and Sunday, I do 200. What's the most amount of money you spent in one day? That's a good question. The most amount I probably spent was, probably about 4,500. It was on equipment. It was just business. I say about 4,500 one day. I'm not a spender. If it's not business, I let my wife spend it. But yeah, I'm not really a spender. I'm always thinking about business and how can I take things to another level when it comes to business. I put a lot of time in business. So yeah, I say about 4,500. And it was on equipment. That's what I put in. Let me see here. Volleyball over. What's going on? So for those who have missed what I was saying, you can always go back. Mainly talking about how to actually tap into fat and be able to maintain. So whatever you do, you want to keep that stress. And another thing, I will be dropping a video. You do not have to be in the gym an hour. I totally work out high intense, everything I do. High intense, everything I do. Now, for those who do want to stay in the gym an hour, that's still fine. But you do not, I'm letting you know, you do not have to be in the gym an hour, hour and a half. If you want to get in and get out of there, I highly recommend you can do 60 to 90 seconds recovery time and do what you can do, whether it's modified or advanced. You stick and stay in your lane. And when you stay in your lane, you'll be able to naturally and gradually see the growth. How strong you're getting, the load that you can place on the muscle fiber, your breathing, your cardio, all of the above. Because it's about 3 things when I work out: control, and breathing. If you don't have those 3, then you're pretty much sloppy. And you don't want to do that. If you ever seen somebody go into a gym and you see like the muscle heads or whatnot, their neck protruded forward and then they pronate in the shoulders and whatnot. Yeah, you can build muscle with terrible form. The body doesn't really know about form. It's your job to teach the body good form so you can actually tap onto isolated muscle contraction. Again, if I'm doing chest and I'm feeling it actually in my biceps, something's off. That's too much compensation. So you want to make sure that you get that monomuscle connection and you got the right muscles firing. So that's the main key. You want to create good foundation when you're working out. A lot of times people want to go, 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 and it's totally fine. But make sure that you're actually targeting the right muscle groups. That's what you want to do. My best workout for abs, I like to call them double taps. Some people like to call them jackknives. Well, I actually get on the floor or I hang, and I like to bring my knees up to my stomach. Why is that? Because you create a curvature in your spine, and you actually able to pull your transverse abdominis, which is the bottom stomach. And that's one of the hardest parts that most people struggle to get rid of, that transverse abdominis, which is the bottom. Some people like to call it the pooch area. That's the best. And then after that, plank touches. Plank touches is 100% stabilization, and you really just extending in the plank, stabilizing that muscle group. Yes, so Yes, I see my wife is actually online. Yes, you spend the money, babe. Yes, and she does an amazing job. Everybody, shout out to my wife. Oh, my pleasure. Yes, my pleasure. Listen, thanks for joining the live. Thanks for the support. Definitely. Don't forget, challenge challenge yourself, but pace yourself. Don't go in it all 100. Make sure that you got a good foundation. And once you find your pace that works for you, then you go all out. Ask your wife. I will. Roll, NPC. Hey, God bless you too, man. I appreciate it. Eric Lewis. I do commercial and industrial, so I have to deal with some really heavy things and then a decent point of routine. Yes. Matter of fact, perfect. So I just had a conversation. So anytime that you got to deal with heavier things and you really want to prevent it getting hurt, I would highly recommend if you can spend like 10 to 15 minutes, whether if you're doing a leg, shoulder, chest, arm, I would recommend go to failure. I mean, but master your own body weight. It can be pull-ups, push-ups, all of the above. Do like 4 sets. First set, go to failure. And after that, do a RR1, a rep reserve 2, 3, or 1 to the point. Rep reserve 3 to the point to where it's so tough to where you think you only got 1 rep left, 2 reps left, or 3 reps left. And you've been amazed going to failure. That way, you're not putting too much load on your muscle fiber before you actually go to work, and you still getting great stimulation. So I highly recommend you do that. You'd be amazed. I had some of my best workouts in 15 minutes. You do not have to go into a gym. You can go in your apartment, your home. You can go into the garage. You can go outside right before you get into the car, and you can just do whatever you do, whatever works. I'm going to try that tomorrow. Yeah, definitely do that. And I will be dropping a video on that. Matter of fact, I got a video coming so everybody know this is how you actually can get an efficient workout, regardless of the muscle group, and still be on your way. For those who got a busy schedule all day. I normally wake up at 3, 4 in the morning. So I know if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. So yeah, much love, Eric. Hey, good luck on that. Keep me updated. I'll be dropping that video soon. All right, let's see what we got here. The Rogue NPC. I am planning on to go in a bulk. Period. Should I just stop working out completely to maximize the bulk? No. I would not recommend you just stop working out. No, never stop working out. No, because you have to realize the muscle need that stimulation. You don't want to just, no, don't work out and just start eating. No, you don't want to do that because most likely if you're not working out and you just saying you're going on a bulk, most likely 9 times out of 10, you're going to pick up a lot of fat percentage. No. Do not do that. Continue to work out. And if you are going to go on a bulk, just make sure that it's high in protein and it's not high in extra calories that the body really doesn't need. Just really stay in that high protein mark. If you can, per meal, if you can get around 60, 70% per meal of protein, you should be pretty good. But do not stop working out. Again, if you have to, while you're bulking, go to failure. Again, I got a video coming out what kind of failures and what kind of level of failure that you can actually go to when you go into certain things based on personal goals. What's the best amount of sets? Oh, I got something called a hard 8. A hard 8 is my first set, whether if I'm doing legs, chest, I go to failure. I go to where I'm not even able to move. Well, I'm literally crying. And I know it don't sound the best, but that's why I get in the gym and out of the gym. I go to failure on almost all my sets. I do 8, no more than that. Matter of fact, sometimes I have to stop at 6. So I do what you call a hard 8 sets. And the hard 8 sets is almost every set, I'm going in between 85 to 90% max load capacity. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Rogue, NPC, definitely keep me updated on that too. Keep me updated on this journey, what you got. All y'all keep me updated on y'all journey. Definitely. Whether if you want to pick up muscle, you want to burn fat, whether if you want to man gain, right? Keep me updated on this. I will definitely be keeping you guys updated. I'll be constantly dropping content. Again, I picked up about 25 pounds of muscle. I told my last live or whatnot, the heaviest I probably want to be is around 180. Right now I'm around 175. but I have to pick up 5 pounds of muscle. Is it really that serious right now? Not really. But would it be interesting and a goal that I may do in the future? Yes. I love working out, but I love the challenge because I know it's a science behind it and it takes focus, right? Anybody can just pick up weight. Listen, when you broken, who can't eat 5,000 calories a day? See, but when you picking up muscle and you're dropping fat, you have to strategic plan that. And it takes a lot of focus when you're doing that. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. All right, so let me see. Any questions? I want to make sure I ain't leave nobody out when it comes to questions. Any questions, any questions, any questions, any questions. So every day, I like to aim to take in about 180 grams of protein. I'm not 180 pounds. I know they say per pound of body weight per gram of protein. Yeah, I do that because I know a lot of time I'm in a caloric deficit. So I want to make sure that I'm taking in enough amino acids. Sometimes I don't eat until 2 p.m. I'm not saying you do the same thing that I do. It's just based on me dealing with my clients and actually how my day turn out. I don't eat till 2 p.m. But again, like I said, my previous meal, I've had enough complex carbs where I'm actually able to do it. Now, do sometimes I get really hungry? Yes, I do that. But by that time, I've already knocked out my core and then I'm ready to consume my nutrients. But again, I've been doing this for years, so I kind of know my body can actually take. I subscribe. You seem very wise and down to earth. I would try an update. I'm mainly focused on trying to burn fat. My pain I have been from work. Yeah, hey, Eric, hey, thanks for the support. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I'll be keeping everybody updated every day on different tips about fat, muscle, mindset, all of the above. Thanks for the support. Yeah, definitely. Now, when it comes to pre-workout, I don't do pre-workout at all. I don't. Nothing against it. I don't. Yeah, I did that like maybe 5 years ago. And it scared me a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I became a vibrator. I mean, everything was just shaking. I started panicking. I'm like, okay, I don't really need this. I don't, because I was already pretty much motivated and excited to work out. I just took it because everybody else was doing it. I tried it. I didn't like it. It didn't work for me. Matter of fact, I lost focus when I took pre-workout. But again, if you're gonna take pre-workout, do your thing. I always tell people, you really don't need pre-workout. You can eat 1 or 2 apples. That's one of the best complex carbs. Why is that? Because it quickly absorbs in your tissue and it gives you enough energy. Now, if that doesn't work, this kind of stick with the pre. But I kind of stay away from the supplements. I just mainly do nutrition and whatnot. But yeah, you can do pre-workout. Nothing against pre-workout. But just make sure, Eric, that you take your time on it though. Don't overdo the pre-workout, because I don't want people depending on supplements. Look forward to it, but don't depend on it. My average meal look like, honestly, my beautiful wife, she looks out and she does an amazing job. My average meal is broccoli, asparagus, 2 chicken breasts, sweet potatoes. If not sweet potatoes, she make awesome. She bakes sweet potatoes and she bake them in the oven for me. So I got complex carbs, I got water, soluble vegetables, and I have plenty of protein. That's what my meals normally look like. I love rice. I'm big on basmati rice. I like rice. I don't do a lot, but when I do, I really load it up. And again, it's based on my day. If I'm starting my meal at 2 p.m., oh yeah, definitely. I'm taking in my complex carbs. Listen, carbs is not your enemy. Let me repeat, carbs is not your enemy, right? You got complex carbs and simple carbs. So stop looking at carbs as the devil. It's not. It's going to give you your energy. It's just a lot of people, they take in too much of simple carb that they should not be taking in. Don't forget, when you eat, it becomes stored energy. When you don't use that energy, it becomes stored fat. That's the one thing I really want to teach you guys, right? Whatever you put into your body, you got the energy. But what you decide to do with that energy is totally up to you. So you have to make sure, if you want to enjoy yourself with your family, on your holidays, eat, put things in your body, but make sure that you're aware of what you put in your body and never forget your goal. Never forget your goal. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Yeah, G Sauce, yes, sir. Thank you, thank you. Shut up and grow some hair. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. Years ago, I couldn't stop growing hair. I couldn't stop growing hair. Things changed, yeah. As I got older, I realized that things ain't quite the same no more. I just had to adjust. Yeah. I think, hey, what you think, babe? Actually, my wife is actually on his live. You think I can grow it back? Maybe, maybe not. All right, okay. I won't embarrass myself. Okay. Yeah, hang on. Yeah. So my uncle was the same way. Around like maybe 23, 27, it was already starting to get light. Yeah, a lot of it has to do with genetic. Yeah, bald is great. Definitely. Yeah, bald is in. Tell them NPC bald is in. Thanks, babe. Thanks for the support. 18. Okay. 18. Good thing I'm 18. Nice. Yeah, bald is in. Yeah, definitely ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. I shaved what was that, like 4 or 5 years ago? After that, yeah, I loved it. I mean, it's easy, but the thing is that sometimes I went like 4 or 5 days without shaving. That's when it get real itchy and it get kind of crazy. But every other day, if you shaving, whatever you got, it works. Keep it clean. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Ain't gonna lie. Yeah, every now and then my goatee, I get like 1 or 2 grays. It'll grow down. Yeah. So, do you drink coffee? I don't drink coffee. Now, the only time I drink coffee every blue moon, and that's if I got to stay up like honestly about 30 hours. If it's business and I just been up, I drink coffee, but I really don't drink coffee. I don't. Nope, I don't drink coffee at all. I get up at 3 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, because I got 5 a.m. clients. I get up because honestly, believe it or not, I'm not saying I'm special or bionic or anything, but I really look forward to getting up in the morning and really spending time with my clients and really just being able to see them grow, get stronger in their journey. So I just be excited. That's what gets me up. You guys get me up. So yeah, no coffee. Yeah. Oh man, hours do I work out? I again I do a hard 8 sets. I don't work out for hours. I say probably the most I work out is what 30 minutes, maybe 45. I say 30 minutes. Again, all my workouts are high intense. I keep a high intense workout, but it's nothing against those who do. I'm just letting you know, based on science. I've been doing this for 20 years. You do not have to work out for hours. That is a myth. That is a myth. That is not true. If you give your muscles enough stimulation and you got a mind to muscle connection with the muscles that you should be activating, you'll be fine. You'll be good to go. But make sure after your workout, stay off those muscles. You have to recover. Recovery is very important. That's why it's called rest and recover. So rest is sleep. Recover is nutrition. So I say about 30 to 45 minutes. 45 minutes at the most, averaging 30 minutes on my workouts. But they high intense. Right here. Make sure I got all these questions. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate that. Let me see right here. Oh, water soluble. Okay, Eric. So you asked me, what is water soluble vegetables? A water soluble vegetable meaning that a water soluble is mainly water, 85-90% water. So when you drink it, instead of it going to you until when you stool, you urinate it out. That's a water soluble. A fat soluble will be something that you go to the stool and it'll leave the body that way. Does that make sense? So a fat soluble vegetable was something that you'll stool out, and a water soluble is something you urinate out. Like broccoli, water soluble. Celery, that's 90-95% water. But let's say a bean, like a kidney bean, that's more fat soluble. which is packed with fibers. So you would actually stew that out. Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Can I name two? My favorite workout is chest. I love push-ups. I like the bench and squats. So if I only had two exercises, lower extremity squats. I love leg extensions. Leg extensions really took my leg game to a whole nother level. And when people say leg extensions don't work, that's a lie. They just ain't challenging themselves. I like squats, leg extensions, and I like to superset my bench with push-ups. So those two, bench and squats. That's my favorite workout. If I could do bench and squats every other day, I'm pretty sure my fitness level will be on the same. Don't forget, when you bench, you automatically go into your pecs major and pecs minor. So you automatically getting that round on your deltoids. Automatically. And you still building your arm. That's why the bench and chest is upper extremity, because you hitting more than just a singular muscle group. So it's more functional in a compound. Yeah, definitely. So y'all got to try it. Y'all got to try it. Again, if you just tell yourself, mentally, this 10, 15 minutes, if you want to do push-ups, do push-ups on your knees if you're not really there yet. You're still working the same muscle group, right? As long as you got a parallel back, do a push-up on your knee, or if you want to go to failure on the push-ups and you want to be able to do more, if you want to work on your strength endurance. So you got max strength and you got strength endurance. Those are two different areas when it comes to the muscle. So if you really want to work on your endurance, when you know that you're not able to do it at a regular push-up, just drop to your knees and go to failure that way. And then next time, if you can do more advanced push-ups and then see how many on your knees, which is modified push-ups you can do, that's how you're able to track your strength and your progress. And legs are common in bodybuilding. Varicose and legs yes, definitely, most definitely, yes. I went to golfing for our first time the other day. Yes, definitely, yeah. Matter of fact, golfing is, at one time, I didn't like it because when I went golfing like 6 years ago, I used to swing the club like it was a bat. I didn't know what I was doing. I used to embarrass myself. It was ridiculous. I mean, I can laugh at myself now because I'm like, okay, now I'm much better now. But golfing is one of the most relaxing sport out there. And a lot of people sleep on golf, man. Golf is very relaxing once you kind of get the hang of it. I love it. Yeah, I lift, man. Yeah, I lift let me see. Far as I lift 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I take off Thursday, but I do stomach every day. So Monday, Tuesday I'm lifting, Wednesday I'm lifting, Thursday I take off, Friday I'm lifting, Saturday I'm lifting. So I take off Thursday and Sunday. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah. My favorite sport is football. So I actually went to a tryout. 10 years ago, I went to 6 tryouts as a cornerback. So it got to the point where I started training when I was 155 pounds, way too light. So I trained for a whole year, and I really never just looked in the mirror. I only looked in the mirror to put my clothes on because I was ashamed of I was actually ashamed of what I looked like because I'm like, man, I'm too small. I had never been accepted on the football field. So I put so much work in training, I never looked at myself. I just ate, trained. I only looked in the mirror to brush my teeth, wipe my face, and then do whatever I was gonna do. So after a year passed, I picked up like 27 pounds. So I was like 181, 180, and I picked up like 90% muscle. And then they said, okay, you got a little too big because based on your height and size, I was looking like I was around like 200 pounds. Just training. So my favorite sport was football. And I wanted to become a cornerback. I love the position of a cornerback. So I had to learn everything about a wide receiver, everything. But it didn't work out. So now I actually train athletes to go to the next level. So if I can't make it on the field, somewhere down the line, I still got to the field. So that's my story, part of my story. Yeah, definitely, man. Do you work out when playing football or only field training? Oh, football. Yeah, football itself, yeah, is a workout, definitely. But mainly on field training. Every now and then I get on the field, yeah, I do this. I do some footwork. I do some agility movements and all of the above. Yeah, they get loosened up. But I love that football. And I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm not really sure about y'all. I am a Seattle Seahawks fan. Do you have a favorite place to grocery shop? All right. So honestly, believe it or not, my opinion, my wife, we go to Aldi's. Aldi's are great pricing and all of the above, and it's affordable. But whoever I think got the best quality in meat is Lowe's. I think Lowe's have a great quality in meat. Now, some of Lowe's is a little pricey, but I think they have a great quality in meat. Harris Teeter is pretty good, but Lowe's to me has the best quality in meat. But I normally shop at Aldi's because it's affordable, you get bulk and all of the above. Now, do I shop for bulk? I mainly shop the men game because I like my weight. I'm around 175. I'm not really going towards 180 to pick up 5 extra pounds of muscle. I kind of like wearing that. My body is comfortable with it, but to kind of throw my central nervous system off so I can have another goal and challenge, I may go for another picking up 1 pound of solid muscle. Yeah, so I go for man gaining and bulking. So I've taken a lot of meat. This, yeah, a couple $100 just in meat. That's the first thing that my wife get, meat. Meat first. I got to have my protein. And then the fruit, and then my veggies and all of the above. Because without the protein, yeah, definitely. Oh, I got the mic. So right here, I'm gonna turn this off. Can y'all hear me now? Give me a thumbs up. Can y'all hear me? Somebody just asked me, why am I echo? I'm echo because I'm actually in my home gym. And it's 600 square feet. So I'm pretty sure my voice is carrying in the room. All right, yeah, definitely. Let me see right here. Show us. All right. Y'all want to see the gym? Nah, I don't think I'm tough. Very humble and very grateful to actually be able to have a gym. Very humble to have a gym. Matter of fact, I'm still working on it. I still got work to do. I want to do some things to the floor. Yeah, definitely. All right, here we go. All right. So my home gym is actually in my garage. So this is my home gym right here. So this is my bench for the clients. So as you can see right here, I got my two bikes for warm up. Clients want to warm up, get their cardio on. As you can see right there, I got my leg extensions. I got my boxing. So for those who want to, box on, I got this here. I got my punching gloves right here. I got a speed bag. Now, believe it or not, this is a Bowflex. Now, this Bowflex machine is amazing because this Bowflex machine, they don't make them no more. But it's like a big rubber band. And I like this Bowflex because it helps with the contraction for his chest, arms, and all of the above. This is one of my best machines, a Bowflex. They stink, but you can find them online that they selling them for cheap. So I got my balls right here. I got my weights. You got to have the rugs. Now, right here, Actually, I got a video wait for you guys. This is 100% stabilization. And my wife got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. And this actually goes on this. And what you do is you stand on both sides on the feet and you have to kind of like wobble and kind of like, work on your stabilization. So it's going to actually help keep the core tight. All right. So I got my kettlebells. I got my balls. Right there. That's another bike. So right here is this is my cage. So this is where I do all my pull-ups at right here. This is my pull-ups. And as you can see, I got my 2 committed to growth. That's the name of my company. Banners right there. So this is a universal machine. I do my benching. I do my shoulders. I do my dips. I do my tricep extensions, all of the above. And then we got this here. That's the elliptical. My wife loved this thing. Matter of fact, I got it for her. And I got my AC that's connected to here to blow out cool air in the summertime. And this is my heater for the wintertime. And this is my refrigerator right there. So this actually got this here. I got my waters. I got my electrolytes drinks of the above. Yep. And I got a TV. So I say probably I'm like 90% done with it. What y'all think? I'm like 90% done with the gym. Probably some more fun. Yeah, man, the Bowflex, man, you can't go wrong with that Bowflex. All right, so believe it or not, this is gonna blow your mind. When it comes to this gym, my wife actually purchased 90% of this stuff. My wife. Yep. And what we did was when we was in the apartment, we had a storage, and she'd get one equipment at a time. That's what she was doing. She was getting one equipment at a time, and we'd just put it up. So every time she get it, we'd just put it up until one day, we actually, we got our home, and I remember, like, hey, we got the stuff in the storage. Because I always wanted a gym. I always kind of wanted my own space. And once we got that and we got into our home, I started taking everything that she purchased and I started putting it inside here, one at a time, just gradually building the gym. And as I seen a vision of it, well, it wasn't really clear. So I was adding things. As I added new equipment into the gym, it became clear how I wanted it set up. So what y'all think about the gym? What would you change? Yeah, my wife is the GOAT, man. My wife is the GOAT. My wife is the best. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah. Again, I'm thinking about changing the floor. Not changing the floor, but adding things to the floor because, again, sometimes I drop the weight. If I drop the weight, see this right here? This actually... So believe it or not, it's very durable to the point to where if I drop a 50-pound on that, it won't do no damage. I think it holds like 600 pounds. So this rubber is very, very durable, very durable. And I got it from Lowe's. So if y'all ever want a flooring, go to Lowe's. Lowe's got some great gym floor stuff. I bought mine in patches. I mean, I think it's a little cheaper if you just get them in bulk and get the bigger piece, but I kind of like it how it's in a puzzle, and I can just kind of like, I can put them into the groove and kind of set it up how I want to set it up as far as in squares or whatnot. But yeah, that's the gym. A lot of this stuff was a gift. 90% my wife, she actually got it for me, and it's been very supportive, man. I wouldn't be if it weren't for my wife, man. So listen, if you ever find somebody that's going to stick with you, that's going to believe in your commitment, and that's going to be committed with you, talking is easy, but if you see it, listen, that's priceless. You make sure you hold on to that individual and you keep it. Yeah, that's what's going to take you to the next level. Yeah, it's good to be focused by yourself, but when you just connect yourself to that one special person that really believe you just as much as you believe in yourself, ain't nothing you can't do. So I'm very thankful for my wife. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say if I can get that 8 out of 10 to a 10, because with an 8.5, if I change the flooring, I think it'll look a little better. I still got like gaps here and there. I really want the whole floor covered. Oh, I got a landmine too. See the landmine? The weight? Yeah. So anytime you want to like landmine and do like shoulder stuff, like shoulder pushes, yes, that's the name what that's for. Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'm very humbled, man, to actually have the gym. Never had one first time having the gym. So yeah, definitely, man. Yeah. So again, because I have a home gym, I say I don't need a gym membership. I don't. Every time I get done with my clients, before I get to my clients, I'm even doing core. I can go to the gym anytime I want because I'm at home. This is my membership. And I tell people, if you don't have a garage or whatnot, you can set up your own gym. You can set up in the closet, in the room, whatever. A couple $100, you got a gym. Certain kind of equipment based on this. So if you don't really have the space for the rack, which is right here, if you don't have that space, you can always get bands. You don't necessarily need a pull-up. You can always get things where you can actually modify your pull-ups. Already get a rack that's already set in place that works best for you. But it's all based on your goal. Everybody got different fitness goals. I just wanted to make sure that I had everything that a normal gym would have, that I'm used to seeing. Because every now and then I like to switch it up. Wall decorations. Yeah, you know what? Hey, that's what my wife said. And believe it or not, this color, this was not the color of the gym. My wife convinced me to paint it. Yeah, it was like white, like an off white. So this, like an off green, this was my wife idea. She said it needed more life. So Eric, I appreciate that. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, I think I'm gonna add some more of that to give it that welcoming look. Yeah, that feeling. Now, recovery again, rest and recovery is two different things. So resting is just pretty much just sleeping, doing nothing. Recovery, ice, compression, elevation. All depends on if you put too much on your tendons and your bones. But really just my recovery is just nutrition. Nutrition, great nutrition, you'd be amazed how great nutrition will push out inflammation, push out toxins, and also help with the way you make decisions, your brain, everything. Great recovery is your nutrition and hydration. A lot of times people think recovery just chilling, doing nothing, and that's a great recovery. But it also is what you put in your body. Don't forget, you're tearing down your body when you come to the gym. Exercise, out the gym, in the gym, you're tearing down your muscle fibers. So it needs that recovery to build it back up. For example, if you hit me and I fall on the ground, and when I'm trying to get back up, you hit me again. How can I properly get up if you keep hitting me? Well, the body works the same way. So just kind of ease back off the body and let it get up. Let it get up, but it gets up through nutrition. It gets up through proper recovery and hydration. Does that make sense? So let the body get up. So when they do get up, it's stronger. And not only is it stronger, it's standing stronger. That means muscles get bigger. You appear bigger, all of the above. Salcorn. Nicholas. So tell me about this Salcorn. That's the second time I heard that. Let me see. Add more mirrors. I appreciate that, Eric. Yes, I was thinking about adding more mirrors because I got 3 mirrors right now. Yeah, I thought about adding more. I thought about the ceiling, but I think my wife she wouldn't like that. So what's up with this Salcon? One of my least favorite things about working out is being sore afterwards because I like to push hard or properly recover, like you explained, help with that. Yes, yes. Based on intensity, yes. Now, a lot of time being sore can be a good thing or bad thing to the point. Sometimes being sore, it just means that you're activating and you're actually engaging muscles that you haven't never engaged, or it's been a long time since you engaged them. That's pretty much that means. A lot of time when you're not sore, you might not be getting enough stimulation within your muscles for growth. So yes, that recovery will help you, but you have to make sure you stand off of it. Sometimes a good recovery, 24 to 48 hours, if you go hard enough. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, make you work hard. Yeah, definitely. Listen, there's love for everybody in here. I have love for all. Ain't no discrimination. It's love. Noel, what's good? So if y'all got any recommendations for the gym, uh, what kind of videos would y'all like to see? Any kind of videos. Let me see. Because I'm big on challenges, like I always say in my videos. Challenges is good. We all need a challenge. All need a challenge. Every now and then, I need something that's going to throw me off. I need something that's going to really just shock my nervous system and bring up that nervousness, right? So before I work out, I get nervous. Why is that? Because I know I'm about to really bring a shock to my familiarity. And we need that at times to get that growth. We need it. And we stay too complacent and we stay too comfortable, it's going to be very hard. So every now and then, you have to initiate being uncomfortable. It shouldn't always have to be brought to you. Sometimes you got to initiate it in your own routine. Oh man. All right. So push pull, I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm big on push pull. My split is pretty much legs and chest. Like I was telling the last person, that's my biggest split, legs and chest. But at the same time, then I do arms and shoulders. But I do front arm 1 week, and my next week I do my brachial and my brachioradialis. So I don't always do biceps. I take a week off from my biceps, and I may just focus on my brachial, which is my pull-ups, my arms and back. Yeah, definitely, we need it, Eric. We need that, man. We need that. Got to have that challenge mentally. What's that saying? I forgot who said it. Where there's no challenge, there's no growth. I strongly believe that. And sometimes, the growth is it's uncomfortable. We hate it. We despise it at the moment, but afterwards, when we kind of see where it took us based on your perception, it's appreciated, much, much appreciated. F1 generation, what's going on? And I appreciate the support, man. F1 generation, thanks a lot for the support. So soon, all right. So this chat will be. I got some more minutes. All right. So make sure I ain't leave no questions out. See right here, right here. Leave no questions out. Somebody said return American contraband. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Jigsaw, sorry about that. You said how much did it cost? It didn't really cost that much. Let me see. I think my wife probably spent, hmm, I think my wife is on this, I think she's on this live. But how much you spend on that? I think she spent probably about 1,000, if not less. I mean, my wife is great with discounts and all of the above. She know how to purchase certain things when they online at a certain time to get a discount. Yeah, probably about maybe over 1,000. I got the flooring though, but everything else, yes. And then some of that stuff was a gift. I just kind of saved it or whatnot. Let me see right here. Yes. So 1,500. So that's my wife right there, Genesis Baker. Yeah, so it's 1,500 for everything. Hey, Eric, much love, man. I appreciate the support, man. Yeah, definitely, man. So most likely on Sundays, I'll be going live, but I'll always post and let everybody know when I'll be going live. Yeah, so yeah, everybody, hey, thanks for the support. Much love to you guys. And I'm going to definitely keep this content and videos coming, man. Definitely keep it coming. Yeah, I wish I went to but I can't because I'm not old enough. But the good thing is I do my homework workout. Yeah, definitely, man. It can't get no better than home workouts. Listen, the gym is not a location. The gym is a mindset. Remember that. The gym is not a location. It is a mindset. So however you want to set the tone wherever you go, it's 100% up to you. All right, let me see. All right, y'all, we got less than a minute. Any more questions? Any more questions? I will keep this content coming. I will keep the videos coming. See this right here. Oh, Eric, my bad, bro. Yeah, you got it going. Hey, electrolytes are those are the salts of the body. Don't forget when you sweating, that's 90% water and 10% of that is salts, which is your electrolytes. So this is going to actually help your pH balance. You need the electrolytes. So water is good, but make sure you're taking in some salts. You're going to need that to keep everything balanced. Cat boy. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah. Matter of fact, I kind of went over this early. So the main thing is whatever your goal is, how do you keep your diet in check? Make sure on your diet, you want to make sure that you're putting a goal in front of you that's reachable. It got to be reachable. Don't put nothing in front of you that's like, man, it's going to be challenging. On day one, it's hard for you to do. Don't do that. And you have to keep it exciting. Keep your goals exciting. So whatever you got to add or take away from it, it's for you, not nobody else. It's for you. So yeah, Kat, definitely keep it exciting, keep it reachable, and then whatever you need to change, take something from it and add it from it. That's what you do, honestly. But don't abandon your goal, your diet goal, because ask about your diet. Whatever your goal is, I don't know what your goal is, but if you want to pick up muscle, you want to maintain, you want to drop that percentage, whatever you want to do, you have to keep your goal here. You don't put your goal here. You put your goal here. And all you see is your goal. And as you go through these challenges in life, you find ways how to continue to go around certain obstacles, but keeping your eyes on the prize. And that's very hard in this life. Life is just hard for everybody. And it's so easy to lose focus. So keep your goal here. And when life get in your way, you just find ways to go around those obstacles and keep that goal reachable. And you'll appreciate that goal a lot more. You want to be able to earn and value that goal. So yeah, look at that, cat boy. You want to make sure that whatever your goal is on your diet, if you want to take in 1,400, 1,200, 1,600 calories, I say keep at least 70% of that protein, complex carbs, water-based, be good to go. Along with exercise, I'm 230, just lost 20 pounds. Thanks for yeah, definitely, yeah. And congratulations on that. Lost 20 pounds, yes. So now the main thing is you lost 20 pounds. Now we want to start focusing, okay, you lost 20 pounds of what, right? Was it like 60% fat? Again, as you losing weight, we want to make sure that we're focusing more on fat percentage, because I've had clients that lost 15, 20 pounds and they didn't know based on decisions they was making, it was 60% muscle. So we don't want to lose muscle. So we want to make sure that we focus more on this dropping fat percentage and keeping muscle or gaining muscle. Oh my God. Beta, what's going on? Yolanda Wallace, another, no, not at all. No, I support every lifestyle. I support whatever you do. Whatever you do, I support it. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Not at all. So if you have a lifestyle to the point that where if you want to lose, drop weight, create that lifestyle that you want to be able to maintain. You want to drop weight, but make sure you do it in a healthy way. It's about maintaining something that's going to keep you healthy to your goal, not nobody else's goal, right? because everybody got different metabolisms, everybody got a different goal, everybody got different body types, metabolism. So you want to make sure that you find something that works for you. So if you can find something that you take from me that works for your life, make it work. I support everybody that's trying to become a better version of themselves. Yeah, that's what's up. Jacob, what's up? Yeah, that's what's up. Doing this on the other screen. That's what's up. All right. Listen, everybody. I'm about to get out of here. Hey, Jake, hey, no problem, man. Hey, much love. Listen, everybody that showed support that went live or whatnot, mostly on Sundays, I will be going live unless I'm out of town doing something else. But I can definitely keep everybody updated on my live is, and I keep everybody updated on posts and videos. Please DM me and let me know what kind of videos you need. It's no stupid questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question because we're all learning. I'm constantly learning even through my research. Matter of fact, when I work out, I learn different things about what's going on in my body as well. So just let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how your journey's going. I wish everybody the best. Stay focused, like I'm always saying. Keep grinding. To the next video. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that, Jacob. Hey, much love to everybody, man. Y'all peace out. Let me see right here.